You was good.
Hey,
I'm in the
not
building.
much, man. Not much, man. Anybody, anybody that want to pop up, you feel me? We fill the panel up. You see, we got nine up here. I don't know what y'all see, but we got nine up here. You
Nine
feel
spots
me?
available.
Before with seven spots available, two is occupied by me and the co-host, which is Dread. You feel me? I was just saying, Dread, and I might be tripping. I might be tripping.
Hmm.
Is this the most popular? Yeah, Walter, pull up, pull up, pull up.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Is this the most popular WWE release list within the past 5 years?
Jared, you go ahead, because I don't want to talk over you. Go ahead.
Ooh boy. I think post WrestleMania, I believe so. Because releases is one thing, but to do it after a huge pay per view like that is, it's ridiculous. Especially when you see the names on that list, which we're going to get into in just a second. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, of course, just like with any athletic organization, you got to make some cuts to the roster. Some you'll be like, okay, I get it, I understand, and then others is like, okay, you got to be kidding me. But I mean, look at how many promotions that there are. They can go to TNA, they can go to Ring of Honor, they can go to AEW, the competition, they can go to the indie route. But I mean,
Or New Japan.
yeah. And some of these guys, they might be cut for now, but some of them they might be back. But that's all I got to say about that for now.
My thing is, when I saw this broke out, I'm gonna say I wasn't really surprised, but I feel like a lot of the names on there I wasn't really surprised, but I was really surprised that they were gonna release Cora Jade. So she
Yeah.
wasn't really she wasn't really doing anything because she was injury prone. So
Mhm. Yeah. If you're injury
I
prone,
feel
either
I
if
feel
you're
that's
injured,
like the most common thing. It was some rumors and speculations or whatever of what is the reason why people were released and whatnot. I don't really want to get into that because that's other people's thoughts. We can give our opinions on it, but without further ado, it's funny I'm doing this right now. And I just want to mess up. All right, bet. Let's start with the main roster, right? With the main roster, Braun Strowman. Now,
oof,
my opinion on Braun Strowman is I feel like Braun Strowman being released was more of the product. Like the product isn't really like what he puts out there. Like he did what he had to do for Bronson Reed, and he had to do what he had to do for Jacob Fatu. But if you notice, I want to say within the last couple months, Braun Strowman don't run the same, and he kind of got that big show walk. You know what I mean? So I felt like it was more so like you need to retire, unless you're gonna do something on the Indies to be like a special attraction or something. But it was to me, I feel like when it came to Braun Strowman, it was like, yo, you definitely lost a lot. You lost a lot of mobility, and we kind of don't need you right now. You did what you had to do. But how do y'all feel about that, Braun Strowman?
it's called big man syndrome, and they did the same thing with Omos. But Omos, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with him, but he been thriving outside of WWE. He been doing it big. But yeah, Braun
Yeah, his
Strowman,
situation tricky.
yeah, his situation is tricky. We'll probably come back to that in a little bit. But I mean, I think he's one of the guys that's in limbo, who's outside the WWE. But Braun Strowman, like I said, I think he'll be fine as far as a wrestling career. But I seen an interview. I think he was standing next to I forgot who it was, either Liv Morgan he was standing next to, or Tiffany Stratton he was standing next to. He was going over all his injuries in the last 12 years. I mean, he said he had a shoulder separation, and they said that he had two different knee surgeries, and he was partially paralyzed in his left leg and had to get surgery. He only got 85% of the feeling in his leg, and uh, torn rotator cuff. He said in the last 12 years he's had a lot of injuries. But the thing is, that's the last thing you want, because I think this year he's going to be 41 years old. Ooh. And that's kind of like the tail
Yeah,
of his career. And yeah, but you're right as far as his use. He's kind of been used to put over other big guys. So yeah, I mean, if one more WWE run wouldn't surprise me. But I think like if he doesn't, he could do good on like maybe TNA, or maybe even just have one little brief run in AEW. They'll pick him up quick. But yeah, I mean that one kind of did surprise me. But let's not fool around. Braun Strowman does have options.
I'm gonna honestly say I wasn't surprised that about the releasing of Braun Strowman, but I did see that one coming because they didn't really use him a lot lately. But I feel like at this point he can do good somewhere else, like in TNA or AEW, because AEW can pick up guys quick because Tony Khan can make the call. So
So
Tony
you
Khan
two
can.
think that Braun Strowman has more in the tank? And shout out to everybody popping up, man. If you want to join the panel, just invite yourself, man. And I accept. We got 6 spots, 6 spots. But y'all believe Braun Strowman has more in the tank? Because I'm not gonna lie, the last, one of his things that he was doing recently was the choo-choo train around the ring.
Yeah.
This last couple times I've seen him do it, I probably could have beat him backpedaling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just felt like it was more of a thing when he first started to do it. He had some speed with him, where it's like, all right, you see this big man rolling, and when he connect, you feel me? It looked good, but
Yeah.
I
He
don't think he got too much in the tank, man.
Yeah, it ain't like he got that Braun Breaker speed, but as far as
Mhm.
the main event or him holding the world heavyweight title, I think he's done as far as that. He don't get that. Like if you pair him with the right tag team partner, maybe, but I would say he maybe only has. If you want to put him back on the WWE roster, he might only got like 1 or 2 years left in him at best, maybe.
Okay, he looking
But
like LeBron in the playoffs.
Pretty much. You're gonna get pretty much all you want. All you have gotten out of him in the last 3 to 4 years. That's the best Braun Strowman that you're gonna get. Like it's downhill from
JD
here.
Slater, what up?
What's up, JD?
Pull up to the live, man. If you want to give your opinion, man, we going through the releases.
well, I'm gonna say I do want to see one more run left in him, but I feel like at this point, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting to see where they go from
I
here for these
I
releases.
think he did what he had to do, especially
Yeah.
this last little run. You feel me? Like I said, what he did with Bronson Reed and did for Jacob Fatu, I feel like it was necessary and it was needed. You know what I mean? To raise both of those guys. Unfortunately, Bronson Reed got hurt, but both Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu gained a lot with their programs with Braun Strowman. It made them look real legit. So that's Braun Strowman. Next up, Shayna Baszler. Now, Shayna Baszler, I felt like if they was going to have this list, she would be on it because they don't know what to really do with Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler had a couple runs at NXT, couple runs. She was actually in a tag team. But it's like, if you have someone like Shayna Baszler, it should be easy to write something for her, to put her in certain things. You can have her, she could have been one of the women that was going for the mid card belts. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the writers failed Shayna Baszler. How y'all feel about Shayna Baszler?
That one didn't really surprise me because I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Zoe Starks is next, or if she's going to be on that the next list of cuts. But yeah, I think one of the things is I guess with as stacked as the women's division is right now, I think that that's hard to find something for her to do. I mean, because with everything that's been going on, where do you put her? What storyline would she fit in? Would she be a convincing Money in the Bank winner? And even if she was, I mean, it's like, where does she go from there? Because it's like, and then you have so many women coming up from NXT now that could be top stars, and it's like, of course she's like one of these legit roughneck MMA type of women, but it's like, outside of that, does she really connect with the fans of the audience? Do you put her in a program with somebody who she can actually work with and you would be invested in that? Those are the questions that you got to ask. So it didn't surprise me that they cut her, but if they bring her back, she's probably not going to be on the main roster. She's probably going to be on NXT product at best. Now, if they want, she would fit great on a TNA's main roster. She could pretty much be a
Yeah.
world champion there. But yeah, that Shayna Baszler's cut didn't really surprise me.
Yeah. If I said I was surprised, I take that back. But I felt like I said, the reason for them letting her go is just like they just couldn't do nothing for her. Because it's like, come on, you got a legit badass
Yeah.
that can be a great hit. Like she could have did something good with Tiffany Stratton if they built it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could have did a lot of things with Shayna Baszler. I just felt like, but then again, Shayna Baszler, when she get to talking, is
Yeah,
kind of mid on the mic.
yeah, she's mid on the mic, but she more than makes up for that in athletic skills.
Yeah, I think they should have just put somebody to talk for her. Like I forgot her name, man. She was with Nia Jax not too long ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name right now. Purple
Under,
hair. What's the name, wife?
um,
LeRae.
Candice LeRae. Yeah.
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae.
Like she could have been like the mouthpiece for Shayna Baszler or something. You know what I mean?
But the formula that WWE is, if they can't find anything to do with you, they'll put you in a stable.
Yeah. What is that? That's like your last call, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, man, you on your final warning.
Exactly.
All right, so that's Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler, where do you think she can go? I think you said it, but
I say TNA.
Where do you think she can go?
She could be a world champion TNA.
Yeah, and my idea, since you brought up TNA, I'll say it now before we get into everyone else. I honestly feel like a lot of these cuts were made so they can get contracts with TNA.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. You know, we can get into it a little bit more. So that's Shayna Baszler. Next is Dakota Kai. Now, Dakota Kai, I think her situation is just unfortunate because it's just unfortunate because of injuries. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you see someone wrestle with a big old Stone Cold Steve Austin brace on her knee, you feel me? It's like we're gonna always be reminded by the injury. Like Charlotte is kind of in that space too. I don't know if she stopped wearing the knee brace. Charlotte still wear the knee brace?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, it's like when you wear outside of Stone Cold. I think Stone Cold just wore it too, so it made it look like all right, this is what he does. But but it's like we see somebody with a knee brace wrestling, you don't feel like they have full strength at all, you know. So it's kind of hard to get behind them. But Dakota Kai, I think her situation was just unfortunate because of the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Dakota Kai, my thoughts on her, I think that her ceiling, the best thing that they could have done with her is make her a mid-card champion, you know, give her the United States of the IC title. I mean, she's not bad in the ring at all, and she actually has some personality. But the only thing that's really dragging her down is just the fact that she can't stay healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
Good talent. You know, good talent, good look, and a lot of personality. She just can't stay healthy. That's it.
Yeah, and that's like a detriment, man, because if Vince was still running things, you would get Finn Balor. Whereas, like, it's you don't even have a chance in hell to get that world title again. No. But Dakota Kai, with her, I think she might. Where do you think she might end up at?
I think she might take some time off from wrestling for real. I mean, just to make sure she's 100%. Because if you're injury prone, that's the last thing you want to do is come back too soon. But one thing that B-Fab is doing, I'm gonna get to her in a second because that's my biggest fear about B-Fab. I like her; she got a lot of potential. But one thing I was worried about is is she gonna be next? I hope not, because she's actually engaging on social media. Like one thing that I like is that as opposed to yesteryear and 10, 15, 20 years ago, is now with social media engagement, now they can cut their own promos on their own personal social media pages. They can cut their own promos on Twitter and stuff like that. They could do things like that to keep the fans more engaged with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she takes some time off to get herself 100% right. And then as far as which promotion next, I think she might need to go indie a little bit. I think she's got options too. And the thing is, she's only 32 years old? She's still fairly young. So she got some more left in her career. But those injuries, man, like if you 32, being 32 is one thing. But if you 32 with injuries, you might as well be 48.
Yeah, for real. Especially in that environment, man, where all you doing is taking hits, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I actually had a destination for her, but I like what you said, man. Yeah, I think she should take time off. Maybe, you know, kind of, I don't want to say like build her body up, but, you know, put some calluses on them around them injuries, man, them legs, man. You know, I think she had a concussion too one time this year.
Yeah, she had a bowel concussion. Wrong? Yeah, she had like a bowel.
You know. Yeah, it's just all over the place, right? Yeah, she should take time off. She should definitely take time off. I'm with you on that one, Dred. Now, the next one, I'm going to do two because they were a tag team. Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
That one kind of
Now, this one right here, I put in the same category as the Shayna Baszler thing. I think the writers just failed them. To me, they were probably top 3 tag team, with the women tag team as far as like their chemistry with each other.
yes.
You know what I mean? So I feel like when they came out, they should have stayed at NXT. I'm on that type time. They should have stayed at NXT. This was one of those mistakes where they pulled them up and didn't have a real plan for them, and they paid the price for it.
I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, that's the biggest thing is you don't want to pull the trigger on them too soon, but you don't want to do it too late either. And like I said, right now, Putty G's says
Putty G's pull up, man. Send
your request.
where you already sent your John. My fault. I ain't even paying attention.
But yeah, man. Basically, what I was saying is that you can't wait too late to pull the trigger on a main roster call up either. And like I said, right now, with as crowded as the women's division is, I mean, I don't like it, but I get it because it's like, I mean, it's hard for them to like really. Only about 5 or 6 women can be main event material who can main event a pay-per-view or like a SummerSlam or WrestleMania or something like that. Only really like 5 or 6 women could main event and you would get behind it. That being Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, even though Charlotte Flair is kind of on her way out, probably about 2 to 4 years at best. Let's see, who else is main event material? Jade Cargill, they're really, really being safe with Jade Cargill, but I think they're starting to they're going to pull the trigger on her, full push just in a couple more months. And another one is maybe Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch is kind of in the mid card right now. I think what they're going to do with Becky Lynch, they just going to use her to elevate Lyra Valkyria because I don't know if you noticed, but they're invested. They're going to try to invest a lot in Lyra Valkyria. They're going to try to make her the future. They were trying to make her.
They should have done that with Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
I agree
because I feel like they're forcing. We like Lyra Valkyria, we like her, but I feel like they're forcing us to like her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like this is the person you need to like right now.
They were here.
Like yo, you got a badass tag team right here. You know what? You know what I'm thinking, Dre? With Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, they don't have that ability. Well, I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But to see them go their separate ways, what would they do? You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
Thing is, you don't want to split up a tag team act because then, they either get lost in the sauce and they get stuck in mid card hell, or one of them gets the Shawn Michaels treatment and the other one gets the Marty Jannetty treatment. One of them is Mario and the other one is Luigi. One of them is the Batman. One of them is the Robin. And the thing is, very few tag teams that became successful solo acts. It's very few of them. And that's the thing is, I think that if you would have split them up, I think that, Kayden Carter would have been the main eventer and Katana Chance would have kind of got lost in the sauce. But as far as what they do next, they got a pretty good social media following. They're pretty healthy they're still young. They're still healthy, minor injuries here and there. I think what they need to do if they want to come, I think one thing I need from them is to probably just work on their character work, just their promo and character work just a little bit. That's about it. Other than that, if they do that and they stay healthy, they're good to go because they can put on good matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're like I said, man, out of the women division as far as tag team, to me they're the best as far as having chemistry with each other. Then you got Roxanne and Liv, but it's unfortunate for them. They look like TNA signings to me, but they might go AEW.
Oh.
But then again, AEW and women, especially a tag team for women of AEW, I ain't too sure. That might be a TNA thing right there. But I don't know. I don't know. I wish both of them the best though. Katana Chance getting hurt for that time period. That and the fact that we didn't have Kayden Carter out there just trying to do stuff, it just seems like they sabotaged them, man. But as of right now, those are the main roster releases, right? NXT, Dre, you brought up something. It's not gonna be the first person I'll talk about, but you brought up something where somebody would get the Shawn Michaels treatment or the Marty Jannetty treatment. we kind of got that when it comes to the NXT, man. But we're gonna see what's going on from here. But NXT, the first name, Cora Jade. Cora Jade. Cora Jade, I only feel like she got, because she's been around for a minute. She had injuries, a lot of injuries. And I think it was that, man. I just think that it was injuries. Like, a lot of these people got released because of injuries. I think Cora Jade was one of those. You know what I mean? I thought it was crazy, Dred, when they put her with Roxanne Perez, just for Roxanne Perez to just dip on her. And it was like, all right, so what we doing with Cora Jade? I thought that was weird. You know what I mean? And I didn't really see Cora Jade after that. And all of a sudden, it's Julia and Roxanne. So I was like, damn, Cora Jade must be hurt. But to see that she got released, it was like, all right, maybe they just wrote her off, or maybe she did get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, man, it's hard to shine because
Speak 540. What up?
Yeah, but yeah, like I said,
talking
in that women's division, it's very, very hard to shine because now you got Stephanie Vaquer, you got Julia, you got Jada Parker, you got it's way too many women right now. And the thing is, you have to make a name for yourself, not just as far as in-ring work, but character work as well. And it's also on the WWE creative team to put you in the right kind of feud. You need the right feud or the right program. And I think that's one thing is, aside from the injuries, they couldn't find the right program for her. And the thing is, some superstars are pretty much just being used to springboard others. Like you just brought it up, like pretty much how Roxanne Perez was just pretty much, just the springboard for not Dakota Kai, but for her. But yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, some are just propel other superstars.
Yeah, but a better example will probably be Braun Strowman with Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu. Like, he was only there to big up the other guys, the other big men, to make them legitimate. You know what I mean?
And it worked, especially. But that's the thing is that if you're an older superstar, late 30s, early to mid 40s, you're gonna be putting the young guys over.
Yeah. Unless you LA Knight.
Yeah, unless
you know what I mean. Yeah, it's just you just got too much hype.
Different case because LA Knight has got it. That's the reason why he's not putting a lot of the young guys over. LA Knight will be 41 later on this year, and he's still got some time left in the tank. He's still got a few. There's no reason as to why he can't be a main eventer. He's got the mic skills. A lot of people say that he's dry in the ring. I disagree. I think because everybody has their own their own wrestling style. And the thing is, he found an in-ring style that works for him. So on top of that, his promos and the fact that he connected with the fans, that's why LA Knight is 41 and still successful.
Yeah, LA Knight, his style in the ring matches his style out the ring.
Exactly.
Old school bruiser type.
Yeah, not too
fan.
What I mean? Yeah.
And he got a little athletic moves, you feel me? He be getting on the top rope and all that, but overall, he's like a ruthless aggression, late attitude era type, his style. That's his style. You know what I mean? But Cora Jade, you were saying, they couldn't really find anything with her. I think her situation was the fact that when they put her into something, she gets hurt. So it's like, all right, we got to rewrite. We got to do this, and that. I seen it on 3 occasions. I want to say in the last year and a half, maybe, with Cora Jade. You know what I mean? Well, she'll get put into something, and then all of a sudden she get hurt. It's like, damn. You forget about it. She come back. Oh, shoot. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that was kind of frustrating the writers, too. But I think Cora Jade should be like Dakota Kai, take some time off and just reevaluate where she want to go. You know what I mean? How you feel about that? I don't think you gave your insight on that part.
Oh, I agree as far as her needing to take some time off too. And shoot, sometimes a little character reinvention is all you need. That's really it. But I'm sure
there was a report. She said something like the writers was body shaming her.
I read about that too. They didn't like her physically.
I didn't understand that.
Me either.
I didn't understand that because it's like I got Charlotte out there.
Yeah. And the thing is, isn't this supposed to be the era of versatility where all the women don't do the same?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Body shaming. That's crazy. I would like to know more insight on that. Yeah. Like, what were they saying exactly? Like, you got to start throwing some of these people under the bus. Because I thought the body shaming and I thought that type of stuff was over in the 2000s. Like once 2010s hit, they ain't really care no more.
Exactly.
But that's crazy, man. Next up, Gigi Dolin. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dre. I expected this at some point. I expected this either last year or the year before that.
Mhm.
Or you know what I mean? Because I feel like Gigi had no destination.
Yeah.
Right? She was just there. You
Yeah.
know, like unfortunately she had like an injury or two. But it's like a lot of the stuff isn't her fault either. Cause you had what's the girl that be getting naked now? Um she was there not too long ago. Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose. She messed it up for Gigi at first. You feel me? Matter of fact, I think Gigi got hurt before Mandy got there. This is a lot of that too, man. A lot of injuries, man. But Gigi going down, I felt like they could have did something different with her to keep her around. If it wasn't a wrestling thing, I think she could have been a good assistant GM or you know
Manager.
what I mean, something. You know, a manager or something. But she's someone I think that's going straight to TNA
Oh yeah.
because she had a few matches over there, if I'm not mistaken. So I think she's going over there.
Yeah. For me, TNA will be a good spot for her because, well, yeah, it'll be a pretty good spot because best believe if she goes to AEW, she's gonna be a jobber. She's gonna get fed to all the top girls. They're not gonna give her no world title run. But yeah, I think that's a good spot for her. Especially like I said, reinvent her. Get herself healthy, reinvent her character. And maybe just Gigi can go to TNA.
Yeah, I'm thinking TNA, man.
But yeah. Also, how would she fare in? If you also like I said, some people they just need to be paired up with the right person. If you make her if you put her either with a good tag team partner, or if you just make her a manager of some kind, then I think that she should be okay. But here's the thing: is she's got to do that herself. Because like a lot of people don't understand, like WWE, like everybody, we want wrestling. Wrestling is good, but the thing, I mean, everybody, like I would say, ring work is probably about 65% of it. No. I would say ring work is probably about a good 50% of it.
Yeah.
While the other probably like 35 to 40 is your character and your mic work, and then the remaining 10, and then the remaining 10 to 15% is the WWE creative team and them finding an angle or a feud for you. I would say that's what that is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. I think you can say that about a couple of people, man. But Gigi, hopefully she land on her feet.
Sure.
Eddy Thorpe.
Mm.
This wasn't a surprise to me. I didn't like him at all. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I don't know who. If someone liked them that's watching, come through and holler at your boy, cause
Let us know, because
he definitely wasn't one of my favorites. I thought he was corny. Not as far as a guy, but just like I didn't believe him. Even with his thing with Trick Williams, I didn't believe him.
Now he's good in the ring. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it's just that
I give him that.
It's just that he's so middle of the road. That's the thing. Is like, and also you're right. It's like who could he put over, or who could put him over that you actually believe it? Not that many. And you would have to make you would have to make him a believable heel if you want to. That's the thing is I think if you want to get somebody over quick, put them in a program with either a top face, then that way they can have somebody to overcome. But the thing is, because if they feud with the top face, then it's like, okay, they're gonna lose, but guess what? Now their name. They're gonna be now they're gonna be putting him over. So there's always I think that's what it is. And as far as where he goes next, I'll be honest, I don't know where he goes next. Maybe back to the indie circuit. We don't know. Maybe, once again, maybe all he just needs is just a little bit of character development. Or maybe he needs to find his own little thing. He needs to find his it factor. Because a lot of people don't have that. It's like, oh, well, I'm just a guy who can wrestle. That's the thing is everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody can wrestle, but that's the thing is most people who on that roster can wrestle and can can put on a good match. But who are you? What is your angle? What kind of character development do you have? Outside of that ring, why am I going to care about you? Because guess what? If the fans don't care, the fans aren't going to care unless you make them or you give them a reason. And the thing, if the WWE creative team can see that, they can get you out of there quick. It's like, yeah, you're just a guy who wrestles.
Yeah.
But what else about you is appealing? What else about you is going to make people buy tickets and put asses in seats?
He need to change his name too.
Yeah, it's
I
bland.
like Eddy Thorpe. It sounds crazy. Eddy Thorpe sounds like someone that's not supposed to be a champion.
Yeah.
And here's your WWE champion, Eddy Thorpe. Turn the damn TV off, man.
Crickets.
But yeah, he's an AEW guy to me, if he hasn't been there already. But he definitely an AEW guy. Go over there. Go over there and smash my head in with a brick. Probably get off. This one right here hurt my heart, man. Because I thought we was gonna get a main roster. You feel me? They like them be on the main roster for, like permanently.
Yeah.
And we never got it, man. It's looking like the metaphor is broken up. And 2 of them got released. 1 came back, 2 got released. But one of them was somebody that was a tag team. Someone that was very, very good with their tag team partner. And I just feel like it's unfortunate, man. But who I'm talking about Jakara Jackson.
Ugh. Boy, this one hurt me too. Especially
because it's like,
yeah.
Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
Because she has so much damn potential. She's got a nice look. She has chemistry with whoever the hell she worked with, be it in the ring on her own or when she's tag team partner with Last Legend. There's not too much that she can't do. Once again, she's somebody, if you put them in the right feud of program, she could skyrocket. But I don't know what it was that made them release her. I mean, because I think one of the reasons why is because they're trying to make room for women like Stephanie Valkyrie. But Stephanie Valkyrie was already in the independent circuit before she really got to the NXT roster. And don't be surprised if she make a main roster debut by the end of this year, because I think they're going to put her in a feud with either Liv Morgan or have her go through that feud with Io Sky. Matter of fact, I think that she might be on the main roster as soon as SummerSlam. Y'all can go ahead and quote me on that.
Yeah. Because one thing I heard about her was that she chose to be in NXT so she can get her English up. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. She improved a whole lot on her English in a couple months, yo.
That's smart. I like the fact that Stephanie Valkyrie, she's self-aware. She knows her flaws. She knows what she needs to work on to get to that top spot, because they gonna push the hell out of her. I already know it. Because she's got the look and the in-ring. She got the look, the character, and the in-ring ability. She's got the trifecta. That's what you need: the in-ring ability, the look, and your character.
Dread. Andy Webb 973. Okay, Jersey. You feel me? 973.
No,
I think she might be world champion by the end of the year.
Oh boy. You know what?
Yo, Andy, pull up, man. You gotta explain that. Pull up. I'll send the invite. Yeah, hold up.
Now, I'm not mad at that. I'm really not.
Andy, what up, man? Explain your point, my guy.
What's going on, Andy?
I mean, I think they're going to push her to the moon and back, and she's got the look. She's over with the fans. I can see you dropping it to Stephanie. But now, how do you take the NXT Women's Championship off of Stephanie and not make her look weak in the process?
That's a good question.
But they got to navigate.
I think the same thing could be said for Obafemi. How you like? I've been thinking about that for a couple weeks now. Cause I think Trick Williams will get called up. I don't think he's getting that championship ever again. I think he's gonna get called up before any of that happens. But it's like, how do you really
TNA World Championship?
I would like to see that, but I think right now they still protecting their guys, their people. So I don't think anyone from TNA is gonna lose their belt to a WWE guy, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Unless they do it for like a week.
I mean, you can always do the fatal 4-way where somebody that's not the champion takes the pin and
they look good in the process.
Go that route with it.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on to the next person that got released, man. But I think the person that take the belt off of Obafemi will be Javon Evans
Somewhere down the line, yes.
next year, not this year, next year.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
that's
Oba's
saying
not coming
Oba
up till
gonna have
next
a
year.
belt for Oba's not gonna be there till next year. Not WrestleMania.
Rumble 2026.
Yeah, man, gotta get my guy up there. But let's move along with the list, man. I think you got Riley Osborne. I think he was with Chase U.
Yeah.
His situation is, I don't care if it's injury or not, buns. As far as like like where his potential was reached,
Yeah, yeah, he had a
on this
ceiling.
go around. Yeah, he had a ceiling this go around. He need to have a Drew McIntyre moment where you go and reinvent yourself, get your confidence up, do your thing. But
Yeah, that's the thing.
that's all I gotta say about him. That might
That's,
be short and sweet.
but I'm in the same boat as you are. But it's like, and the thing is, he's not a bad athlete. He's not bad in the ring, and he doesn't even have a bad look. It's I don't care. Why should I care? It's like, this thing is, and I forgot. I think Triple H himself said that. He said, "Do you want to know what's the worst thing than getting booed in wrestling is? Crickets.
Getting crickets.
You not getting a reaction at all. That's worse than getting booed. Because if you're getting booed, you're at least getting a reaction. I mean, look at Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Dominic Mysterio is a heel, but he's probably the most over heel in the company. He is like that likable a-hole.
Yeah.
But Riley, win, lose, draw, nothing. And I think the thing is, I would say it's 50% on him and another 50% on creative not being able to find a spot for him. I think that's what it is.
I give him more blame. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's bland.
He ain't set himself out and Chase U. And when you think of Chase U, you think of Andre Chase. And you think of Thea Hale.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's about the only two that pop off the screen to me in that group.
Yeah. So, he out of here, man. He can go to AEW.
Yeah.
The next, I'm going to name all three. You know what I mean? We got more stuff to talk about, so I'm going to kind of run through the rest of this here. You got Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang from, what's the name of that group? I forgot. They came back and disappeared again.
Yeah.
Like you said, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then the other Metaphor member, Oro Mensa, he got cut. Yeah, man. Then you got Jever Bernal. I don't even know his name. I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. And you got Danny Palmer. But they also told Shotty she's not getting re-signed.
That's
so you can add her to the list too.
No, but they put her on the Illuminati page.
Meaning we might do business with you later, but we're not renewing you right now.
That's crazy. Especially because she's over and she knows how to talk too. She had that wild card spark and aura about her. And the thing is, I think that they really should have pulled the trigger on her like between 2021 and 2023 when she was with the Riot Squad. Because the Riot Squad was her, Ruby Riot, and Rhea Ripley.
I thought it was her. I thought the Riot Squad was Ruby Riot, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan.
Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Yeah. I know you think about something else though. I know what you're talking about, but you think about another group.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
the name of the group. That's crazy. But I honestly feel like they kept Shotty, and I might be saying her name wrong. I ain't gonna hold you, but they kept her because Shotzi. Yeah. I'm thinking about the dude in jail, man. But Shotzi, I think they only kept her because of what she was dealing with when it came to, you feel me, her sister. You know what I mean? If you don't know, I ain't gonna tell you, but I think that's the only reason why they kept her, just so they make sure that's pretty good and they make sure that's all good, whatever, man. But this is one of the bad times. This happens at least once or twice a year with these cuts. Alex, not Alex, my fault. Andy, I had asked Dre and Walter Neff when he was up here. Is this the most, and I don't feel the same way no more after reading these last couple names, but is this the most famous release cuts in the last 5 years? Release cuts.
No.
Release list.
The COVID list is the most famous one.
Oh, yeah.
Give me three that stand out, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
On the COVID list, Rusev, I think Rusev, Braun Strowman was a part of that COVID list initially.
He was good then.
And there was who was the female? There's a woman that got released during that time too. That I want to say was it Sasha or
Nah, she was the what?
Samoa Joe. It might have been Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, it was Samoa Joe.
Goblin and yeah, it was Samoa Joe.
I'm trying to pull it up.
There was like 30 of them.
Yeah, that would actually make the Samoa Joe cut made me mad.
See if I can pull it up.
Well, I didn't like how they had him as a commentator when Samoa Joe could still clearly go in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They try to Taz him. They try to do him like Taz.
Yeah, that was
Taz
man
deserved it at
that
that certain point because Taz didn't work out at that certain point. He just stopped. Let me see. Kathy Kelly, I don't really know what that is. Matt Hardy,
backstage
the Revival. They were cool at that point. EC Leo Rush. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Leo Rush when he was a manager. Thought he was pretty funny.
He was a hype man for Lashley.
Yeah, Luke Gallus and Carl Anderson. They're gonna always get fired. They can't stay nowhere for a long time. I don't know what's good with them. You feel me?
On a part of that
Heath Slater was actually having a moment then. With I need feed my kids. Aiden English. He was just finding his spark with Rusev. Kurt Angle, he old. Damn, I forgot about Primo and Afterglow.
The Shining Stars.
Yeah. Eric Rowan, he was one of them. Sarah Logan. Zack Ryder. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's doing this thing by himself. Zack Ryder is Cordon, right? That's his name?
Matt Cardona.
Yeah. He doing this thing now.
King of the Indies.
No way, Jose. I think he had some legal stuff going on. Yeah, Rusev up there.
Yeah. I'm glad we find something for him to do. I think he get it.
Curtis Axel.
And then, oh my God, he can have a feud with Ilya Dragunov. He can have a feud with Gunther.
Who, Rusev?
Yeah, Rusev.
Sting?
Yeah, but you gotta get him away from the Alpha Academy, bro.
Yeah, but yo, him versus Dragunov would go crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. The COVID list, I might have to put an asterisk on that because there's so many names that got fired. I might have to say the last 4 years. Yeah, because this is crazy.
The Braun Strowman and Dakota Kai release kind of I'm wondering why with both of those, because wasn't Strowman just heavily featured on SmackDown in the United States title scene, leading up to Mania?
Yeah, I saw the writing on the wall with Braun Strowman in his last match, where he do the choo-choo train. I was talking about this a little earlier in the show, but he was doing a little choo-choo train around the ring, and I felt like I could run faster than him going backwards. That's when I knew I was like, oh damn, man, he lost a couple steps. That's not good. But I think he did what he had to do before he got out of there, though. But before they fired him, though. Because you look at Bronson Reed different, and you look at Jacob Fatu different. Granted, Jacob Fatu was going to blow anyway, but Braun Strowman made it more official. But that's the releases, man. Dread, you had something else you wanted to talk about?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to let you lead the charge on that.
So Backlash is in 6 days. And so far, there's only 4 matches on the card. So, but without further, this is subject to change. So right now, we're just going to do a quick little go-through of our predictions for all of the Backlash matches right now. And then maybe in the next couple of days, when we get the full card, probably on Friday Night SmackDown, they're going to probably add a couple of matches in there. But yes, right now, we're going to predict the matches that are on the card right now. All right, first up, you got the Fatal 4-Way United States Championship match. Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, yeah. Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Who do you guys got?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Jacob Fatu. Only way Jacob Fatu lose and I like that Nick Aldis planted the seeds because you got that ooh reaction when he told Solo, I'm not screwing Jacob, you are. I thought that was dope. So it's like if Jacob does lose, it's Solo's fault. But I think Solo might do something that'll like not Braun Strowman. Good lord, we talk about him so much. Knock Jacob Fatu off his thing or whatever, but he will get it back because he's a monster. He's not gonna lose. Drew McIntyre is actually a surprise to me to be in that match. I feel like low key that was like a demotion, man. Like why is he in the mid card?
Well, he only needs one belt to be a Grand Slam champion. And it's the United States title.
If he did?
If he wins the United States title, he becomes a Grand Slam champion.
Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense.
Now, who eats the pin in this one? That's what I want to know. Who do y'all think eats the pin?
LA Knight, unfortunately.
Oh, that's bold. That's real bold.
Or Damien. It's going to be LA Knight or Damien. It's not going to be Drew or Jacob. I
say Damien because they're trying to build Drew back up.
I don't think Damien. Yeah, I'll go with Damien too because I don't think Damien. I don't think he'll take a hit from losing.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the fans or whatever they understand that not Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest is like on the waiting list right now before he can start doing what he's doing again. To me, that looks clear. It looks clear. Like, all right, we got Damian Priest out here because he popular and all that, but it's just not his time to move back up because we got these hot stories going on with the championship belts. I think John Cena's reign, his farewell tour is kind of hindering some, I want to say athletes, some wrestlers right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Damian Priest is one of those guys. I could be wrong though. I could be overthinking it.
Yeah. I think it goes without saying that that Jacob Fatu retains. He ain't losing that title until at least SummerSlam, where I think it's going to be him versus Solo. But as far as who eats the pin, I think now this might be a bold prediction. Jacob retains, but Drew has the performance of the night and steals the show in the match. And I think that Damien eats the pin. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that one.
I ain't mad at that. What you thinking, Andy?
I think Jacob Fatu and LA Knight eats the pin.
Oh, okay, you did go first, okay. Yeah. What's the next one, Dred?
All right. You got Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Julia and Roxanne. Now, much to my surprise, is Io's not defending the title. And at this point, I don't really think she needs to because Rhea Ripley pretty much has her eye on that. So it's like, well, we can revisit our feud later. But right now, we're trying to take down Julia and Roxanne Perez, two women that they're trying to push to the moon. It's like, do I want to play it safe or do I want to, give my bold prediction? All right, because this is
Get bold, my brother.
This is my bold prediction. Julie and Roxanne go over, and the only reason why they go over is because Rhea Ripley decides to screw Io Sky over. That's my bold prediction. But if I want to play it safe, I say that Rhea and Io win the match, but Rhea attacks her afterwards. But you know what? Forget it. I got to pick somebody. I'm going to go with the bold prediction. I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez and Julia with Rhea Ripley, exit. Basically, she's just saying, screw you. I'm going to let you fend for yourself.
I would get mad if that happens. I ain't going to lie.
I wouldn't be mad either. Here's the thing, because to the crowd, Rhea Ripley can do no wrong. She's over no matter what. Face, heel, in between, whatever. The crowd is not going to boo her, regardless of what she does.
I'm leaning into that with you, Dred, because I think that the Roxanne and Julia go over, but it's because Rhea and Io can't get along.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Io, man. I'm gonna go with Io and Rhea, man. I think somehow, some way, Stephanie gets involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
somehow, some way, man. That's my bold prediction.
Wow.
Stephanie will get involved.
Away from this.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Because Roxanne and Julia on her ass right now for the title.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening, but I'm gonna go with Rhea and Io, man. Io can't lose, man.
Yeah. All right. Next
I honestly feel like that might be. It might be great. It might be the match of the night, or it might be the
show stealer.
That or Yo, let me go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. All right.
Unfortunately.
But yeah,
Depending on where it's at on the card.
Yeah. All right, next up, you got the women's championship match between Tiffany Stratton going up against Nia Jax. Oh boy.
I think this is easy, bro. I think this is the easiest one. Tiffany retains.
Yeah, Tiffany retains due to disqualification.
Break that down.
Pins are clean.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got two different ones. Y'all gotta explain it now.
Yeah.
I think trying to establish Tiffany as a viable champion. You give her the win over Charlotte, which was clean. You give her the win over Nia, which was clean.
Mm-hmm.
Until you find her next challenger, which is clearly not Nia Jax, it's just a filler.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't see Tiffany losing that title unless it's probably going to be at SummerSlam. And I think it's going to be because, you guys remember, the pay-per-view before SummerSlam is Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if she losing on the SmackDown, man.
Really? That's a bold prediction.
Because I honestly feel like them intertwining Jade and Naomi feud into that is only telling us, like, all right, once we get Nia Jax out the way, or we might get a situation, because we don't know where Candice at. Candice might mess around and be on that release list too.
Hope not.
So you might actually get, you feel me, the family members by marriage. You feel me? You might actually get them together, Nia and Naomi.
The female bloodline?
Yeah. Caution, Nia's coming through. But yeah, Tiffany gonna win. I'm gonna stand with Eddy with it being clean because she already beat Nia Jax. So, and it was if I can't remember, I don't know if it was clean or not, but
it was with the Money in the Bank cash in.
Yeah, Money in the Bank cash in.
With the cash in. Oh yeah, all right, bet. So this is the reason to make it clean.
Exactly.
This is the reason to make it clean. No funny business.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, next up. A lot of people were not too keen on this matchup, but I think it could probably be the match of the night. The World Heavyweight title match between Jey Uso and Logan Paul. Now, say what you want about Logan Paul outside the ring, but the man can work. He can work his ass off. And I think
That's official?
Yeah, it's official.
For Backlash?
Yeah, it's official. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, man, Jey gonna win.
Yeah, but good God, that match is going to be phenomenal. Like, that match is going to be phenomenal. No pun intended.
Yeah, shout out to AJ Styles, man. He got hacked the other day, man.
Yeah.
Or
but yeah, that match, I mean, I think that Jey holds that title until probably once again SummerSlam, where he would lose. Let's see.
I think he loses to Seth Rollins, man. He's not losing to nobody else but Seth Rollins.
Now, Seth Rollins actually makes sense because of the feud that's going on right now. You know,
and that would get him mad heat. He beats Jey in a crazy fashion.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
If not, because I can't really think of a man's Money in the Bank winner right now. There's
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes, but that's the thing is, do you pull the trigger on a Carmelo Hayes push right now, or do you wait a few months?
We don't know what it's going to be like around that time.
Exactly.
You just said the one I could. You just said the name of the guy that I think could win Money in the Bank.
Carmelo.
Logan Paul.
Logan.
Oh yeah, that do make a lot of sense right now as we speak.
Oh, you just gave me a tremendous angle. What if he was to cash it on John Cena?
He gonna lose.
You think so?
John ain't losing that shit to nobody but Cody Rhodes, yo.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on that. Only Cody Rhodes gonna get that title back, and Cody Rhodes gonna lose the title quicker than he lost it. He's not gonna have another year reign.
I say, yo, another guy who could take it off from the CM Punk.
No,
you don't think so?
He's still CM Punk at the end of the day, and that's still Triple H back there.
Good point. I would love to see it, but
the Money in the Bank winner will cash in on the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, who do you guys got in that match? I mean, or pretty much in unanimous decision that
Jay gonna clean his ass up.
Yeah. It's going to be a 5-star
Jay's
match.
going to go over, but it's going to be a good match.
Very. Yeah. Now, this next one, I can make this one short, sweet, and to the point. Pat McAfee versus Gunther. It's going to be a squash match. He's going to complete.
If Gunther doesn't destroy him in 5 seconds, then what are we doing?
Yeah, Gunther's going to this 2-minute squash, a 30-second squash match. Yeah,
I don't think it'll be 30. I think it'll probably be maybe 5 minutes, but it'll be 3 minutes after the match, like destroying Pat.
Yeah.
3 to 5 minutes destroying Pat. It's like, yo, they gotta do something because they got us. Because what I'm hearing is that Goldberg wants his final match to be against Gunther.
Yeah, at SummerSlam. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they gotta make it look good. And Pat McAfee's gotta get ready for college football and all that type of stuff. You feel me? So writing him off. You know, whatever.
Goldberg in the retirement home.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm with you because, and it's not really a laughing matter, but it is to me, man. I laugh at dark stuff, man. But when Goldberg and Undertaker had that match, in Saudi, and you realize that Goldberg was concussed, and they just kept going back and forth trying to like kill each other.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, man. I don't want no more Goldberg matches, man. But I think he had a few after that. But him losing quick to Gunther is not something. You know, I can't see.
Title.
That was definitely a mistake.
Yeah,
that was a Vince McMahon thing. That was a mistake.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my
prediction.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Short, sweet, and to the point. Pat McAfee gets squashed, and somebody comes out to save him, which sets up a feud for SummerSlam.
Yeah, maybe Michael Cole get beat up in the process. Who knows? Write him off TV for a little bit. He deserves a break.
True.
You know what I mean?
So
who knows?
Yeah. So are we all in agreement? Gunther squashes.
Yeah, Gunther, easy money.
Yeah. Next up, you got the Intercontinental title match between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. I was going back and forth on this because, on the one hand, Becky Lynch doesn't need a title. And I think that, and the thing is, what they're doing is they're basically going to push Lyra Valkyria to the moon and basically make her Becky Lynch 2.0. But on the other hand, this is her second heel run, and Becky Lynch said that she didn't really want to wrestle into her 40s, and she's 38, so she got 2 more years left in her, maybe. How long? A year and a half, 2 years?
Something like that, yeah.
So maybe one last heel title run, and then she calls it a career.
Yeah, I got Becky winning. I think you can build up Lyra a little better when she's chasing.
Yeah. And besides, Lyra Valkyria is only, 25, 26? She got plenty of time. Becky Lynch doesn't. She's 38.
My thing with Lyra is if you do a little more character work. When I see her, I think of the Bird Lady. That's all I can visualize because of the feathers. So give us a little more personality. Why would she care about her? But exactly. You said that Becky doesn't need that title, but that title definitely needs Becky, in my opinion.
True.
Yeah, it do.
So Becky goes over here.
You see what Zelina what she doing with the title right now over there.
I think that was
it's good right now, but
yeah,
you need maybe Bayley to take it.
Yeah,
have her. I don't know when the draft is, but
June, I believe.
I think Bayley's gonna get her hands on one of those titles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Becky Lynch, easy money.
Yeah, give me Becky.
Like this pay-per-view might be trash. I ain't gonna lie to you, because there's a lot of matches that's like, all right, I can't see it going the other way. So it's up to them to make it look interesting, man.
And of course, last but not least, we got the main event. One last time.
Yeah.
Versus.
I got a theory. Well, not a theory. My bold prediction.
All right, I'm gonna let you go first, Kev.
Yeah, man. My bold answer or scenario, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Cena versus I Hear Voices in My Head.
And it's in St. Louis.
It's gonna be good. And you know WWE good for this. They good for the hometown hero taking that L. Unless it's a retirement thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still. That's what I got. I got Randy Orton having taking advantage, not advantage, but he's beating John Cena. to the point where John Cena is just like, all right, man, I need to do something. I need to do something. But he already had a plan.
Mhm.
And this is the truth. The only truth. And the only truth. We're going to see a Mr. Killings get involved in this match.
Yeah.
I think R-Truth he'll be able to. I would love for him to turn to Ron Killings, but if he's like like I'm still R-Truth, the people love the comedic genius,
Yeah.
that can work too. They won't boo. They won't boo him. The fans won't boo him. They'll just be like, "Damn, John Cena got to him."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think he's definitely gonna get involved. He's been hitting at it. He's been hitting at it. So I wouldn't be surprised. I got retaining.
With help from so he's gonna help his childhood hero.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Randy Orton, you got to think, Randy Orton is in better wrestling shape than John. That's what we know right now. So us seeing it play out, this big ass Randy Orton, who's already bigger than John Cena as far as height go, he might be bigger than John Cena muscle wise right now.
Yeah.
He gonna be beating the hell out of John, man. And then that's when R-Truth gonna come through, do what he got to do for John to win. We're not gonna get Travis Scott, so we're gonna get R-Truth.
Exactly. Yeah, there's gonna be some folkery involved in the match where it goes, but where Randy Orton dominates most of the match, and then John tries to look for a way out, whether it be by disqualification or whether it be some shenanigans from R-Truth. I'm trying to think on who could interfere on behalf of John Cena, and it would be believable. There was a guy on YouTube who I watched about how would you book John Cena's title run, and
that's my guy, man. Simon Miller, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with him.
Yeah, shout out to Simon Miller. But anyway, the way he booked it, he was like, what if, you got the trifecta of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. What if they interfere on John Cena's behalf? And The Rock is the one that's pulling the strings between all of them.
That would be a little too messy, man, because you talking about two different
interconnected. But I'm thinking
shows. You feel me?
But I'm thinking of interconnecting storylines. I'm thinking, long-term booking.
I don't think you can get long-term from that.
Yeah.
Seth helping John Cena.
Because you got to think about it. Seth, he did he did the foot stomp on CM Punk, which kind of low-key gave John Cena the assist in the Elimination Chamber. He's like, hey, this is a cheap win, but I'll take it.
And if who was the last person eliminated? Who eliminated John Cena to win the Royal Rumble?
Jey Uso.
Who's The Rock's cousin?
Jey Uso.
Yeah, I don't see them two crossing. At least not Backlash. Backlash ain't like that.
Usually, but they could be trying to swerve us.
I think the swerve will be in one of the matches, like one of the obvious winners. Like we thinking Becky gonna clean up Lara, and Becky end up losing because of Bayley come out and help Lara. You feel me? So anything can happen, but I don't see that happening. I think you're messing up long-term booking if you have him help out, because like, what's the reason for Seth to help out John if he already kind of planted seeds that he gonna take that shit from Jay?
Because John Cena sold his soul to The Rock, and
according to The Rock, they ain't real. They ain't for real.
Yeah,
The Rock out here fucking up the business, yo.
But go
ahead, Jay. Finish your thought, bro. My fault.
Yeah, like I said, I think I like the theory of The Rock being the orchestrator behind the alliance of Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins. I like that idea, and them being incorporated some way, because a lot of people are saying that there could be a Survivor Series matchup between that alliance, and then you have CM Punk, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and a fifth member at Survivor Series. But here's the thing. There's 4 members on each side. And you know what that means? John Cena's going to have to choose. But guess what? He chooses The Rock side But guess what? They're still down. That alliance is still down one. Who's the fifth member? Wrestling has more than one royal family. In my soul, you see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this? Like I said, I'm thinking long term. So that could, like I said, maybe I'm going too far off a tangent, but I'm thinking, and Kev, you said it yourself. You say you don't see John Cena losing that title to anybody else but Cody. So that could be the tangled web that we're weaving here. But yeah, overall, yeah, John Cena wins, but there's going to be some kind of tomfoolery. But yeah, Andy, what's your thoughts?
Cena's going to win, but they're going to run it back from 2008 when Orton's slapped the referee to get disqualified. Cena's going to do something like that.
That'll be funny as hell.
He's on the callback.
I wouldn't mind that, though. I ain't going to lie. I wouldn't mind it at all. Because it was even then, like when Randy did it, I was like, yo, why nobody else do that shit? So I thought, I was young and shit. I was in like middle school, I think, when that happened. But I thought that shit was funny as hell. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing that. You know what I mean? That'll give something back to the older wrestling fans and all that.
Nice little callback.
Which by the way, let's not pretend this is going to be a 5-star match because they've never had a 5-star match. Everybody looks on now because it's old, it's nostalgia. That feud really wasn't that good back in the day.
Yeah.
The storytelling, I mean, their last man standing match was brilliant. They beat the hell out of each other. I'll never forget when Randy Orton went to freaking town on John Cena with that cane, with that kendo stick. He handcuffed him and then beat the hell out of him.
I said when John Cena sold Randy Orton some cane, I would have believed that about 15 years ago.
Lord have mercy.
Like, hey, snap! We bought a bag off John.
But yeah, there's gonna be some shenanigans for sure.
Yeah, we still got to see. How many weeks we got? Well, not too long, right? What is it? The 29th? When is it?
Well, Backlash is this weekend. The 10th.
This weekend?
It's this weekend.
Yep. May 10th.
Brother, see, that's what I'm telling you. Backlash is it's one of them little shows. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, now I gotta really lock in this week, man, and see what they add. But I think that might actually be all the matches because
That's it.
Okay, Walter got a question. Pull up, Walter, man, because we about to end the show in a little bit, man. Pull up, man. Here we go. And again, Andy, appreciate you hopping on, man. We doing this every week. Every Sunday.
We're 7 days from Backlash. Anyone can answer it? Do y'all think, in your opinion, that Roman and Punk can coexist with these egos they have?
Oh, we didn't even talk about that match.
CM Punk
they didn't make that official yet, right?
Yeah,
that's not happening at Backlash.
It's not.
Damn.
That's gonna be Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
Yeah, probably Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. They gonna.
All right, bet.
Because I think they're gonna waste time beating the hell out of CM Punk before Roman Reigns finally come back.
But do y'all think they can coexist as a team, though?
No.
We talked about that. Well, I kind of dove into that earlier about how they're gonna eventually kind of form some kind of Survivor Series alliance because all of them are gonna get screwed over somehow, some way by this new alliance. And what Kev said earlier was that the only other person he could see, he sees Seth Rollins taking that title from Jey Uso.
I could see that happening. I mean, he's a former world heavyweight champion too. So
if the Money in the Bank winner doesn't take it from Jey, it's definitely going to be Seth Rollins, and that will give them the reason to team up against that alliance because Seth could beat Jey Uso clean, but it'll make more sense if Jey wins if Seth wins by shenanigans, if he wins by screwing him over.
But what if it's Sami Zayn? Because he's another one. Because remember, Sami Zayn did have his eyes on Jey Uso's title too. So
yeah,
Sam's in the picture. Sami Zayn's in the picture too. So,
but could that work with you turning Sami? I mean, does Sami necessarily need to turn heel for that match to happen, or could it just be a face versus face match?
I mean, I could see Sami turning heel, but either way, it's heads or tails with him. So
yeah, because win, lose, or draw going up against Jey, Sami going up against Jey Uso, he don't really, he doesn't need the title, really. He's already over no matter what. And even if you turn Sammy heel, the fans are still going to cheer him.
You got a point there.
I don't think they're going to turn Sammy heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not turning Sammy.
Who you guys think the third man could be with this 3-man people that keep on throwing names out there? Who you guys think could be the
Drew
third
McIntyre.
man? Oh, Drew's a good one.
Because guess what? The WWE draft is next month. So y'all got to keep that in mind. The draft is next month. And they keep on hinting at somebody. And they've, Paul Heyman and Drew haven't really had too many run-ins, but that's something that they can tease backstage. And then
I think it's going to be somebody new.
Drew McIntyre's a good name, but here's another name, Theory.
Why?
Because that's Seth's young bull.
They could probably there's some rumblings, there's some rumors going around that they're potentially trying to recreate the Dangerous Alliance's one gimmick, and they're trying to recreate Evolution 2.0.
Yeah.
I could potentially see them recreating Evolution 2.0. So
Austin Theory needs it though. Granted, I felt like they could have did a little more with him and Waller, but Austin Theory needed, man, because what Vince did to him.
Yeah.
It's like, because he's talented. He's talented and he's funny. You know what I mean? But it's like he got to work his way. So I wouldn't mind him going in that and with Seth and all that. Make him a little more serious. Don't talk too much right now. You know what I mean?
But if Theory aligns himself with them, do y'all feel like Roman and Punk is going to be at a disadvantage?
For sure.
I think they'll be at the disadvantage until the end.
Yeah.
I think they get their ass whooped the first 2 matches.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns specifically, what I would do here is this is where you tell Roman's redemption story, what they should have told when he came back at SummerSlam this past year.
Yeah.
And I would have Roman lose this entire year. Like whenever Roman shows up, he's getting laid out. He's every pin in every match he's in to the Royal Rumble, and he wins the Rumble.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't mad at it at all because Roman is on some insecure stuff right now.
Link it back to Cody Roman 3.
Nah, I say he goes up against the final boss, The Rock, at next year WrestleMania.
No, I ain't gonna hold you, man. The Rock. Fuck The Rock, yo. I like The Rock.
Rock needs to give it up,
man. He bullshitting us, yo. I ain't gonna hold you. He bullshitting us. Him and Triple H's got some piss swinging contest, whatever going on, and I ain't feeling that shit.
But that's the point: is the fact that they're milking this. They're trying to tell a long-term story. It's long-term booking. Is that they're dragging?
That better be a story.
No, that's the thing. Is they're swerving it. They are dragging this out. I know it. That's why I'm watching out for the swerve. Because, like I said,
Do you really want to see a 54-year-old Dwayne Johnson in a wrestling ring? I don't.
Yeah, but that's
singles match. I don't know, man.
That's always been the end game. That's Roman Reigns' end game is Rock versus Roman. That's been the end game for like the last 5 years.
We were supposed to get that last year, but we didn't get it because of Cody.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that. But the
Cody
thing is,
definitely pull rank.
But the only difference is now you actually have a reason to get behind it. And do you want to know why? Because now Roman is the face and The Rock is the heel. Y'all get it?
And they're both.
Is The Rock going to be the champion, or is this like going to be like a Hogan Rock situation?
Yeah, The Rock don't need the title. I say that it's just basically for the head of the table. It's for the right to be called the tribal chief.
That's true. You got a point.
I think The Rock. I think the way The Rock presented himself, that the tribal chief is like a young bull status to him. So I don't think he'll ever be battling for the tribal chief. But as far as like, maybe he become the high chief, the new high chief of Roman if he beat The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seth, Braun, and Orton. Christopher, I don't think that could work. With Orton, I can't. No. Hell no.
I don't think you turn Orton heel at this point in his career.
No. Christopher, that's a
Orton's a way better heel.
Randy's in that time of his life and his career where he's gonna get loved everywhere.
He's gonna get loved.
We've seen the pain he had to put in with that back injury. It's like Kevin Owens. It's gonna be real hard for Kevin Owens to be a heel when if he could come back.
Yeah,
because from a neck injury, it takes a while to recover from it. It takes a while. I mean, we've seen a bunch of people come back from neck injuries, so This is
He's
gonna take a while.
Well, he basically had the Edge surgery with the fusion surgery. They basically took his throat and moved it over and put two steel plates in his vertebrae and put everything back.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
true.
they said 18 to 24 months. I was like, phew. Damn, Kevin.
But could y'all imagine? But could y'all imagine if it was at War Games, right? If it was Seth and Braun and their guys against Roman and Punk, who do you guys think that Roman could call for help? Or Roman mostly.
The Usos.
Usos could be a good one. Okay.
Cody is definitely going to be on that 5-on-5 team at War Games.
Do you think Cody would actually join them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This is how Cody gonna go ill. Cause I think R-Truth is gonna rock it out with John Cena for the rest of the year.
I wouldn't be.
So-
I won't be surprised if I saw that coming.
So when at the end of the year when Cody Rhodes, he take out R-Truth right then and there. It's something small. It ain't nothing major there. He beat John Cena. The Raw after WrestleMania. Well, it won't be WrestleMania, but the Raw after, the last pay-per-view of the year, or whenever he lose it, he goes out. He said, R-Truth, I want to holler at you, man. R-Truth come out there. Cody Rhodes he talks, bigs him up. Yeah. And then he go full Homelander on it.
Oh, boy. That's how you get some heel heat. You attack.
I mean, I would want to see. Me personally, I do want to see another Cody heel run, but now that he's taking time off, even though he needs it, I don't really think WWE is going to do that, especially Triple H. I don't think they're going to do it. So.
They did it with
I don't
Roman.
believe it
It's
either,
possible
but
they could.
they're definitely starting to boo Cody.
But they did it. Well, here's the
And
thing.
it's weird.
They are.
Roman Reigns took some time off to get better from his chemotherapy when he had when his chemo from his leukemia. He came back as a heel from that, and it worked.
Well, no, when he came out from
wanted Roman
leukemia,
to
he was
be a heel,
babyface and they
though.
booed him.
Yeah, we wanted Roman to be who he is today.
Yeah.
We ain't like the other shit he was doing.
Yeah, when he was just a big dog.
Like the first glimpse of that Roman we wanted was the Raw after he not ended the streak, but he gave Undertaker another loss.
Yeah,
that was the beginning of the Tribal Chief.
Exactly, because he just cut a short, sweet, simple promo, dropped the mic, and walked off. He said, "This is my yard now." Drop the mic, walk off. You don't need to do anything besides that. That's the best heel promo you can cut at that time.
Cleveland, what up, man? What up?
What's going on, everybody?
Cleveland, what's going on,
Not
man?
much, man. We in the latter stages of the show, man, but we let you get your rocks off if you listen to anything that was going on. You feel me? We talked about the releases. We talked about Backlash. Now we just shooting the shit, you feel me? But if it's anything you had to add on them last two topics, just let us know right now.
Yeah,
All right, so, man, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while since I really watched a lot of wrestling, but when I was a kid, bro, oh my God, that was my life, bro. I loved it. Like we used to do that. We used to do that shit in the backyard all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When they told us no, we said, watch this.
It's a home.
Now I feel like now it's just more like cinematic. You know what I mean? It's more fucking all these storylines and shit. But it's great to see John Cena popping back up. That was like nostalgic right there. I love that, bro. But Randy Orton, one of my favorites of all time. Um, I don't know, man. Usually, anytime I go to like a wrestling live, people are just talking about like their top, like their Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. So, who would you guys?
Hold on. Matter of fact, you just said something. We're gonna end the show like this. We're gonna go around the room and we're gonna give our personal Mount Rushmore. And since Cleveland said Mount Rushmore, we're gonna start with him.
So Mount Rushmore, we got 4 or we got 5? I can't remember.
We're gonna do 4. We're gonna do 4.
Okay, so our 4 greatest. Okay, of our the ones that this could be personal, right? It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, personal, all personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who's gonna go first?
You gonna go first?
All right, I'll go first.
Hey, pressure on.
All right, my top 4, man, of all time, bro. This is based off my personal favorite. Okay. I gotta put Stone Cold up there, bro. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Got to. All right, so that's one. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. It's so hard for me, but I gotta say The Rock, bro. The Rock
Mhm.
was like my favorite, bro.
If
Who
he
else?
smell.
So shit, bro. Probably. I'm trying to hurry up. I don't want to take forever, but I really gotta think about it. This is fuck. For me, I gotta put Mick Foley on there, bro.
Oh,
Mankind was
tough,
my shit, bro. Like he was
tough.
my. I fucked with him so hard. Who else? I got one more. So Stone Cold, The Rock, fuck,
Mick
bro.
Foley.
Mankind, and I'm gonna put. Man, I gotta put Undertaker, man.
That's
Undertaker,
solid. That's solid. I
Undertaker, bro.
respect
That's
that.
probably my top four. I really like honorable mentions. I gotta put Rey Mysterio in there. He was my shit too. And Triple H, bro. But
Sure.
you guys can go now, man. That's my favorite, my personal favorite though. Oh fuck, I forgot about Shawn Michaels though. Fuck. Damn. Okay. Okay. I already got my four. You guys go ahead, man. You guys go ahead.
All right.
Andy, it's on you.
Austin, Flair, Taker, Eddie Guerrero.
Hard, hard.
That was easy for him. He didn't hesitate at all. Okay.
Drag, it's on you, my brother.
Whew. I'm gonna throw a name in here that y'all haven't mentioned yet, who is actually my personal goat. Sting.
Sting.
Woo.
Yes.
Well, not he don't say it like woo,
He
but
didn't
That
say
yeah.
it.
that was legend shit right there. That's legend
Yeah.
shit.
All right. So for me, it's Sting, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Rock. My honorable mention, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's solid, bro. I feel like everybody's is gonna be similar, bro. But like, there's no possible way you can't put Stone Cold on that shit, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But if you want to do it a different way, you could break it down from era. You can have one guy from the 80s, one guy from the 90s, one guy from the 2000s, and one guy from the 2010s.
See, Dre, you should have said that in the beginning of this thing. We already 3 down.
Oh
So
my!
All right, all right. We on we
we,
on we
we're
on
going
the
to say
host
that for
now.
next week, man. We're going to
What's
say that
what's
for
the
next
host?
week. Check
What's the
this out,
host?
man.
Yeah.
My 4, I ain't going to be as fast as these guys. You feel me? I know number 1 easy, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He the reason why I even like wrestling to begin with. You feel me? Shout out to Mike Tyson. But you know, when I found out Mike Tyson was going to WWE or whatever, I was like, let me see, because he just lost not too long before that. You feel me? Got out of jail, all that. You feel me? So it's like, all right, I'm gonna watch that. I see Stone Cold, this ball. I don't give a fuck about my boss, badass. I was like, yo, who is this guy? So he's number 1. He the reason why I'm even locked in. Number 2, it gotta
Oh
be
my.
Eddie Guerrero. I like Eddie Guerrero in WCW. You feel me? Him and Rey Mysterio matches was always fire. When he crossed over, when the 4 guys did Dean Malenko, Eddie, Perry Saturn, and damn, I forgot the 4th person. But
You know who the
when
four person is.
Chris Benoit,
Mr. Wall.
when when they came through, I just like Eddie's character all the way to the end. You feel me? It was even more funny when you know that he didn't speak like that for real. Like he speak like a regular Texas man. Like he didn't speak like someone from Mexico. You feel me? But I was always not Rey Mysterio. Eddie Guerrero was 2 for me. Number 3, Fata, 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 Fata. You feel me?
Oh my
Booker T.
god,
Booker T was one of
bro.
my favorites in
Oh,
WCW. You feel me? It was when I started watching WCW. He was one of the guys I watched. Him and his brother. And it's
yeah,
funny because we used to laugh as a kid, like, yo, watch Stevie Ray spit in the camera just by talking. And every week we be like, yo, I bet you he spit in the camera. And what? They always got to change the next camera because Stevie Ray spitting on the camera by
bro.
talking. You
Booker
feel
T
me?
was the shit, bro, with that scissors kick and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
So
King
Hey,
Booker was
hey, do
good
you
too.
Book
remember?
would be 2 for me, 3 for me.
Do you remember when him and Stone Cold fought in the grocery store and
Classic.
shit?
That's my
Classic. I
That shit
favorite.
watch
was
it
He
once
made
a
a
crazy.
price
year.
check on a jackass.
Yeah, classic. And you know that was like I loved it. I'm like, yo, these are 2 of my favorites. Like my favorite from WCW, my favorite from WWE, like they going at it. Well, WWF at the time, but WWE, like you feel me? Like yo, they going at it. So that's 3. And number 4 for me, I'm gonna go with John Cena because, granted, like it was from
Want to
2000
do that
maybe
right now?
2009 or 2010. I stopped watching wrestling until like 2016. So all the stuff people hate about John Cena, I ain't watched that shit. You feel
Yeah.
me? But Dr. Thugonomics was the hardest shit ever. Cause you know, my favorite rapper of all time is 50 Cent. G Unit was the shit. You feel me? John Cena always kind of incorporated G Unit shit in his stuff. Tony Yayo, 50 Cent Spinner Chain. You feel me? The rapping. Like he was gonna do songs with G Unit. You feel
Yeah.
me? So it's like, yo, this guy is really. And then on top of that, John Cena bars was fire as hell. Fire as hell. Both interest music. Dr. Thugonomics. What he say? You two-faced rappers leave with 4 shiners? Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. You feel me? And what he say on the new joint, My Time Is Now? He got bars that's crazy, you feel me? I don't ever expect that to come back again because old ass John Cena doing Dr. Thugonomics is crazy. But that period, Dr. Thugonomics and John Cena that had that parking lot match with Eddie Guerrero, that was fire.
That shit was
Come on,
crazy.
B. Come on, B. So
I
that's
just
my
don't.
4 right there, personal.
So y'all think like I just don't think it's the same anymore. I mean, do you guys agree or disagree with that? Like,
100% agree. It's not
Nah,
the same.
it ain't the same at all. Like it's better. Like if you know the knowledge of what's going on,
mhm.
it's much better than what it was back then. Because back then when we was watching it with the belief that, yo, this is, I don't want to use these terms, but I'm gotta use it. Like real. You
Yeah.
feel me? And then there was a lot of us that stopped watching once we found out that it was scripted. We didn't understand what scripted and fake was. We
Yeah,
couldn't really
yeah,
decipher that. So it's a lot of us
yeah,
that
bro.
stopped watching. That little period I told you I stopped watching, it was really because of that. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep.
Um,
Yeah, my
so when I started
stepdad,
watching it
he
again, I
told me it
started
wasn't
learning the
real.
business. I started learning the business and what people do, where like how wrestlers get themselves together, how the writers get themselves together, like just the back behind the scenes stuff. So that made me like it more than I used to as a kid, because I'm like, yo, this is a dope ass business to get into. You
Yes.
feel me? It's cutthroat, but it's a dope ass business to get into because it's one of the only things in the world. Well, excuse me, it's only one of them things in the world that unites everybody. You feel me? So, you know, I went in depth with the reason why I fuck with it today, but you know, Andy or Dre might have a different reason. You feel me?
I
Oh,
have
true.
um I have one more honorable mention, bro. I gotta put fucking Goldberg in there too, bro.
He's an honorable mention for me because I thought he was Stone Cold Cousin back in the day.
Bro, he would that spear, bro, when he would just spear people, like him and Rhino, man, that shit was so great,
Nah,
bro.
Rhino was fire. Rhino was
Hmm.
fire. A lot of people ain't gonna show him too much love, but he was fire.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. He should have got a fair shake.
Hey,
They
did
I
could have.
think
Rob
they did
did
him
Rob
justice his last run in WWE. I think they did him justice, man.
Yeah.
It's not like he was getting his ass whooped all over the place. You feel me?
did I can't remember, bro, but did Rob Van Dam ever win the title? He
Yeah.
did, didn't he?
Yes.
He did, but they took that shit when he got pulled over with the weeds. You feel me?
He never had it for he didn't have it for long, did he?
Nah, because
No.
once he got pulled over for the weeds, they said, "Yo, we're gonna take this shit off him right now."
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
who he
He
lost
won
it to,
Money in
but
the
they took
Bank
that
and
shit off him
cashed
fast
in
as hell.
What
in a
about the
legitimate
legend though?
match.
Would you say
Who?
would you
He
say
won Money
Andy?
in the Bank and cashed in a legitimate match at ECW One Night Stand against
Versus
John
John
Cena.
Cena, yeah.
Edge helped him, and Paul Heyman counted to 3.
I'll never forget
Ed, they
that.
could have did without Edge, yo. They could have did without Edge. Edge had no reason to be in that match.
That
Well,
shit was crazy when they had that little vampire group that they had going on with him and
The Brood.
Nah,
Viscera.
that shit was tough. That was back when I believed this shit. Like, yo,
That
these
Yeah.
was
dudes vampires for
Gangrel and
real,
Christian.
guys.
question,
These
bro.
guys vampires for real, guys.
Yeah, that shit was
They
raw.
kept pouring blood on people, man.
That
So when
shit
I
was
saw
raw.
Edge lose his fangs, I said, what the fuck?
Fucking Edge and Christian and fuck man, who else was in that shit, man?
The
Viscera.
Dudleys, Hardys.
Oh yeah, the Dudleys,
No,
bro. You
it
can't.
was
Oh
Edge and
my god,
Christian, Gangrel, and that was it. That was the Brood.
Viscera too.
Yeah.
No, that was the Ministry when they joined the Ministry. This was never
Yeah,
in the
Yeah,
yeah.
Brood.
Viscera. I was always wondering why Viscera, you feel me, like go out the way he did. But when I found out he was hurting people left and right, I said, oh shit, never mind.
Yeah.
Man,
King Mabel.
Yeah, man. But yo, check this out, man. This has been the third official podcast/show of Wrestle with Greatness with your host, KevEZE. Also hosted by the Dreadman. You feel me? Shout out to Andy. Shout out to Cleveland. I'm a Steelers fan, so fuck Cleveland. You feel me?
Hey,
So
fuck Pittsburgh, man. Yeah, for real. That's how I feel, bro. Fucking wipe my
we gonna
ass with that
see. We
towel,
gonna
man.
see. Steelers for Seven podcast. I need you to pop up because I need some brownies to shit on. You feel me?
Oh yeah,
But
I can't
anyway,
wait. I can't wait till we play y'all. I can't wait.
but yeah, we
Y'all
gonna
don't
do
even
this
want to hear my
thing
team, so.
every Sunday, 10 o'clock. Make sure y'all pull up, man. It's an open invite to anybody that wanna pop up, man. We ain't like the other shows, you feel me, that like the censorship,
Hey,
man. Get to talking. Do y'all
you
gotta
don't
do.
stream. You don't stream during the week.
We working on Wrestle with Greatness is fairly new. So you know what I mean? Go to the YouTube, Wrestle with Greatness. Me, Dread, we be posting
We posted.
blogs and all that on there too, you feel me? But the live show is gonna be right here, you feel me, every Sunday,
Yeah.
10 o'clock, or if it's like a Sunday pay-per-view, which I don't think, well, PLE, I don't think they do Sunday PLEs unless it's a 2-day now.
AEW does, not WWE.
Yeah, fuck them. But it's like Eddy Thorpe need to go over there. He might be the best guy over there. You feel me? Nah, I ain't got no problem with AEW. I just ain't got that much time to watch that much wrestling. So I just watch Raw, NXT. You feel me? And what's the name, man? But we gonna get up out of here, man. Shout out to y'all. We gone.